I mean, we're talking a generational park here.
Yeah.
And
that's really going to bring people to visit the city.
Yeah.
And then when they visit the city, they go to the square, they buy something at a boutique, go eat at Windy City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just really a great opportunity, quality of life for our residents and tourism appeal.
Each day at Wesley Meadows is a new opportunity to serve older adults and reimagine retirement living. It is the heart of their mission that inspires their team to provide the kind of fun atmosphere and care residents would want for themselves. Experience the warm spirit and faith-based difference of Wesley Meadows. Call 662-429-2070 and schedule your visit today.
Hello and welcome to the Real Hernando, presented to you by Wesley Meadows Retirement Community and produced by SRP Studios, podcast-powered branding for business growth. This podcast spotlights organizations, ministries, and community leaders in Hernando and Greater DeSoto County by sharing their stories and what led them to serve the community. Please follow us at therealhernando.com for all channels and social media platforms. My name is Derek. I am your host today, and today we are spotlighting Hernando Parks Rec. They aim to increase and enhance the quality of life for our Hernando residents and citizens with city parks and programs. For more information, please call 662-429-2688 or email parksreceptionist@cityofhernando.org. Joining me today is Director Jared Barkley. How you doing, Jared?
Hey, good, Derek. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for rescheduling, by the way. I got hit with that flu plague like everyone else did a couple weeks ago, so you were nice enough to reschedule with me. So.
Happy to.
And this is not the first time you're up here, too. We were just talking about, you were up here talking to Chad Wicker and Ben Piper on their podcast last year.
Yeah, it's
quite a while ago. So welcome back. We have your son off in the distance, hanging out because today's President's Day.
That's right.
So my daughter's 15, so she's just hanging on her own. But all right, so thanks for being here. We're here to talk about our parks and how this all works, and just interested to how maybe the community can help, what they can expect, events, so on and so forth. So first, introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name's Jared Barkley. I'm, like you said, the director for the Parks and Recreation Department here in Hernando. Been here for a little over 2 years, enjoying it, and we've moved here around the same time. So came here from Oxford, was there for 8 years, working for the city Parks Commission there. And we were there in Oxford a total of 10 years, but 8 with the city. So we are enjoying it, enjoying being here, and son's liking it too. Got him in soccer and some baseball. About to ramp up here for the spring. So
the boys' soccer team just made some history, didn't they?
Yeah, they sure did. Yeah, it's big news.
Yeah, because 7A is a new division, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's awesome. Good stuff. Did the move to Hernando, was it because you wanted to take a new position here, or so that was the reason for the move?
Yeah. So my time in Oxford, I was a athletics supervisor, athletics manager for 5 years. So did youth and adult sports, mostly soccer, youth and adult soccer, and youth and adult softball for 5 years. And then my last 3 years, I was a program director. So I coordinated and helped create instructional programs. We had we probably had about 30 instructional programs going on each semester, and also led the outdoor program there through the Parks Department. So just kind of time to do something different. And this opportunity came available. Love North Mississippi. I grew up in New Albany. So it's a great opportunity to stay in the area. And long story short, I'm here I sit.
New Albany has a nice downtown.
They do. They sure do.
They have this beautiful mural, this paint mural. I was there not too long ago, but yeah, it's a nice place.
Yeah.
Not as good as Hernando,
of
course.
They're both very nice. Yeah.
So what does it mean to be the director for Hernando Parks Rec?
So Hernando Parks Rec, we have neighborhood parks, we have playgrounds, we have facilities like the Gale Center. We also have sport complexes, soccer complex, and the Civic Center fields. So what we do is our staff of 9. We have a maintenance staff of 5, and then a programming staff of 3, and then Amanda Chirby is our receptionist, and it's who most people probably interact with on a day-to-day level from the public. So registering, coming in, seeing Amanda smiling, sitting at the front desk there, ready to help them, and answering phones. So what we do is maintain those spaces that I mentioned, and also our programming staff programs the activities that occur there. So,
So like Little League Baseball?
exactly.
The Civic Center field, you said, that's where they have the fireworks, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So out on Robertson Gin Road, and the city recently, very recently, December 19th, I believe it was, purchased that property. So prior to that, it was owned by the Lions Club, the Rotary Club, and the Saddle Club. They were third owners in that property. So for several years now, the city's been leasing it $1 per year to use it as a complex to host baseball, softball, t-ball. We were pretty limited in the improvements that we can make using city funds. So the opportunity arose, and the club worked with the city, and the city was able to close on purchasing that property in December. So we're actually underway right now. This is towards the end of February when we're talking, but we are there's a contracting group that has come in and is removing some lips in the baseball fields. So lips are when over time dirt builds up at the transition of the outfield grass and the infield dirt. Big lumps or humps are created, and it creates a bit of a hazardous.
Well, the ground ball
Exactly
is all of a sudden airborne.
Yes, yeah.
I remember my days in youth baseball getting a big old shiner because of that. Yeah.
So we're trying to limit that. It's a pretty big project. It's about $60,000 to $65,000 repair. So
people don't. I would have never have thought of that number. It's amazing how expensive this stuff is.
Yeah. So removing lips, adding some sod to some needed places on the field. So it's like I've been telling folks, money is pretty expensive these days. So it costs a lot to do something like that. Like you would seemingly think it wouldn't be.
Is Conger Park part of the city?
Yes, it is.
What are some of the other parks that would?
So we've got. So I in my head I start east and I go west. So
go for it. Yeah.
We got Lee Summit Park over there on Monteith behind Walmart. Very attractive park.
I like walking through there.
I love it. Yeah, it's a great walking path. Got the nice little lake there, which is where we held our inaugural fishing rodeo last May, and we'll look to do so again. Dolly Breakin, who's our program director, heads that up. That's a partnership with the state. So that pond at Lee Summit is actually part of the community assisted pond program with MDWFP. So once or twice a year, they have state biologists that come and take a survey, make sure everything's healthy, all the fish are good, fish population numbers are good, change any maintenance strategies, anything like that. So it's a cool program, and we were fortunate to be able to partner with the state for a fishing rodeo. We had 131 kids, ages 12 and under.
Around that little lake?
So we did it in 2 waves that morning, and had 33 volunteers throughout the city came and really participated and helped out. The Boy Scouts and Rotary Club had several volunteers. Some of the area businesses helped as well. Also, at that park, we there's a trail life troop at Longview Point, and one of the young men there for his Freedom Award constructed a mountain bike trail at Lee Summit. So those woods, so they just wrapped that up about 2 weeks ago. We don't have signage out yet, and we're working on creating signs, having those out. So we're still in the process of that, but we hope to have a ribbon cutting soon for that. So the nice. Interior woods around that walking trail, it amounts to about a half mile mountain bike trail. So really nice
Really
addition.
nice.
Yeah.
So anyone that's never been there, it's a paved walk path
Mhm.
in a circle.
Mhm.
So the woods within that circle, you've
That's
carved
right.
out some paths in there.
Yeah.
Very
Yep.
cool.
The young man who was doing it for his Freedom Award managed that project with some other scouts and really did a fine job.
There's also a great playground
Yes.
there.
Yep, absolutely.
And these cabinets with books.
Yeah.
So you can take one, put one in there if you want. It's
a little
all
free library.
Yeah, a little free library.
Mhm.
Some chalk games on the walk paths. It's
right.
it's a really nice walk. I live
Mhm.
right up Mackinvale, so
Okay.
it's usually when I used to walk.
Huh.
And I don't do the right things anymore.
Well,
but
we're-
no, it's a great park. So then so I'll let you continue.
Yeah, so we're get in our car. Let's go on our journey. So we'll go west. The next stop is Parkway Cove, which is a little pocket park here near the elementary school off Riley and East Parkway. So if anyone's familiar with the Dilworth Tunnel that kind of connects those two areas,
Yes.
it's right north of that intersection.
Okay. I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's at a dead end cul-de-sac. So there are several rental homes there. But we actually just redid that playground last summer, I believe it was. So a playground that had been there was several decades old. We redid the whole thing. We entirely new playground, 2 swing sets. So we have toddler swing sets, and then also younger kid belt swings for older younger kids. Really nice area there. The city paid to redo it. All that last year was about a $46,000 project.
So that's a playground sort of for the neighborhood.
Exactly.
That's not a park.
Mhm.
It's a playground.
Yeah, it's like a
On
pocket
its own
park.
pocket park.
Yeah,
There you go.
That's the word there for that. So it gets a lot of good neighborhood use. It's just a really nice service to be able to offer folks who live there.
Yeah.
And then we've got Church Park, which is right out on Commerce. You've got the tennis courts there.
Yes.
And nice playground there as well. Really nice pavilion.
So is that separate from the tennis courts? Is that a different owner, or is that all city too?
It's the city.
So that's part. That is the park.
It's part of the park.
That is. You got what? 2 courts?
Two courts there.
2 courts.
Mhm. Yep.
And it's so neat driving down Commerce and you just see a random tennis court.
Yeah.
You know?
It's pretty active too.
Oh,
It really
always.
is. Yeah,
it's always going. You got the big lights on at night.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, I always see people in there.
Yeah. And the playground's really popular. Of course, being in the heart of everything there, it's fenced in, which makes it really good for younger kids. And so we travel down the hill there. We've got Milton Kirkendall Fitness Park, which is people refer to it as the old football field, which is where the old high school football field was. There's a walking track there, 400-meter track, rubber track, and some fitness equipment there, some body weight fitness equipment.
There was some major renovations to that, wasn't there?
We are working on it consistently. So,
I mean, to me, when I first moved here, it seemed like it was a lot more trees around it, right? It wasn't as visible.
Right, yeah. So that was before I got here. There were a lot of pine trees around that property. Part of an NRCS erosion control, I believe. They came in, cut down those trees, and you'll notice a lot of riprap, white rock that they've since put there to help with erosion control. Also increased visibility from the road, made it a lot safer. To me, a more hospitable looking environment.
Better. Yeah. It looks great.
So we had the old bleachers removed last year. And those had gotten to be a bit of a bit of a hazard. They're just old, and it was just time for them to. They had
sharp edges.
Yeah, they
rusty
lived their life cycle. So we got those removed. We are in the process now of there was an old concession stand at the front of the road near the parking lot that Public Works removed for us. They demolished it. And right now we're in the process of getting bids to build a new restroom there, kind of fashioned after the one at Church Park. So very attractive building. So that's the goal at that location. Now we go a little bit down the road. We got Conger Park. Like you mentioned, it's a nice 9-10 acre park. Very popular playground there.
An epic playground for any kid.
Yes. So a little unfortunate event last spring. Of course, we had a big rain and a codominant big oak tree. I don't know how old it was, but split down the middle and fell on a large portion of that playground. So it's been closed since last April. And
wow, that long?
It's been that long. So that is a custom playground.
Is the whole thing locked down? You can't go to the walk path or anything?
No, just the playground. Just the playground.
But you can still walk the path. Okay,
mm-hmm. Yeah, the path is open. We have tennis courts there, 2 tennis courts. That's open as well. So all of that's still open, but the playground has been closed since the end of April. So it's a custom playground. It's called a Leathers Playground, which is the company that built it. So it's not a playground that you can simply order online, have the parts come in and maintenance put it together. It's a bit more
it's not like a prefab.
Exactly. Yeah. It's got its own set of plans, special materials. So the public will be very happy to know, my son will be very happy to know that progress has been made on that. Equipment has been ordered and it should ship out. We're in towards the end of February right now. They actually delivered a storage unit to that site last week. So we're anticipating equipment coming within the next 2-3 weeks.
Is it a total tear down and redo or?
Not total. So the Maddox Foundation, very generous foundation here. They've done a lot for Hernando, a lot for Hernando Parks. They have stepped in and really taken the lead on this project. So they have committed to managing that project and also funding the renovation and repairs of that project.
Outstanding Maddox Foundation.
Absolutely. So thankful for them, their work that they do, and also the work that they do for Hernando Parks.
I would gather this is a large price tag.
It was estimated the damage was about $100,000.
Yeah.
Just to basically repair what was there, rebuild what was there rather. Mm-hmm. So they are going above and beyond for sure, and very thankful for that. So starting our journey. Getting back in the car. Getting back in our car. So we head out West Oak Grove, go down 51 south. So we've got Renaissance Park.
I was going to ask if that was you guys too.
That's us. So we've got a dog park, very nice dog park, an area for large dogs, an area for small dogs. We also have a skate park there. I'll say one of the finest in the area. Mm-hmm. And it came in 2 phases. So Dolly Breakin, who previously mentioned, worked on an RTP grant, which is through State Wildlife Fish and Parks. It's called a Recreational Trails Program grant. So that's how Phase 1 was built a handful of years ago. Phase 2 was just built using the same grant as well. So Phase 2 incorporates a plaza style setup for that skate park. Phase 1 is more of a drop-in bowl, like a swimming pool type bowl. So there is a bit of a flat area at the bottom of the bowl. And for years, the volunteers with Friends of Hernando Skates, that I'll give them a shout out. Miranda Williams, who leads that organization, does a great job at mobilizing that community and putting on fundraisers and being a good, just a bright spot in the community, really. A lot of their volunteers come out and do free skate lessons.
Cool.
For the community, and they do a great job. So for years they did skate lessons at the bottom of the bowl, right? So this plaza setup has more flat area, so it's a lot more inviting for visitors. Mm-hmm. There are grind rail components, there are ramp components, and there's a seamless transition that you can drop into the bowl from there. One other feature that we made sure was included in our request for proposals was that it be wheelchair accessible. So there's a ramp, extending into the plaza area, and also because it's a seamless transition into the bowl, someone who's in a wheelchair can just drop in, and there are a couple of folks that come and do that, and it's a great accessible opportunity.
You'll never see me on that, but it sounds fun.
Well,
I mean, who designed it?
So the phase 1 was designed. It was a design build. Evergreen Skate Parks built that, and they were out in Oregon. Phase 2 was design built by Fifth Pocket Skate Parks out of Pennsylvania. So, we send out these. Obviously, it's a very specialized area. We send out these requests for proposals, and I think we got about 3 businesses this last time, 3 skate park construction companies that sent in proposals. So from Washington to Pennsylvania to Missouri. So
wow,
got a lot of interest in it.
It shows it's pretty niche.
Very.
If you have to go to Oregon to find the company to do it for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very niche, very niche.
And I've walked the path in there. It's a very big walk.
Very big.
And a lot of wooded area. And if I remember correctly, like there's a section where you're walking, in essence, right next to a cornfield.
Yeah. Yeah. So
it's awesome. It's so cool when you're like, and they're taller than me as I'm walking through it. It's such a neat feel.
5M Services, we're your comfort specialist. We're dedicated to serving residential and commercial clients with money-saving solutions, combining the highest quality parts with our unwavering commitment to delivering exceptional service to give you the top-notch experience you deserve. A 10-year parts and labor warranty is included with every install. Dial 662-560-7331. 5M Services, making your comfort our priority. Visit us on the web at 5mservices.net for more information.
So that area, Renaissance Park, is about to experience quite the makeover. So next to the dog park, there's about 20 acres that is north of the road going in there. So we recently received a grant from the state. It's called the Mississippi Outdoor Stewardship Trust Fund. It set aside, it was $10 million that first go around for outdoor stewardship projects throughout the state. City of Hernando, with the help of Gia Matheny, Community Development Director, put in for the grant, and we were awarded $1.78 million. So the second highest that was awarded.
Wow.
First time around was a pretty big deal, honestly. And so that grant is going to fund the development of, we call it the state park area of Renaissance Park. So we'll have 18-hole disc golf. We'll have extended walking trails, extending from what's already there.
Yes.
We'll have a 3.5 acre native wildflower, native grass meadow, which is kind of in the place where the corn was. There will be a multi-purpose event lawn, so a really nice grassy area with a pavilion and restrooms, so no more porta potty in that location.
I've used that porta potty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you going to have like grills where people can
I'm sure
cook out on?
Yeah, so when we get to that design phase, we'll kind of narrow stuff like that down. But we're in the very early stages. Kimley Horn and Associates was awarded as the design firm on that project. So we had our kickoff meeting about mid-February. So we've got geotechs and engineers and surveys going on right now. So that project is rolling, and we're very excited to see.
I would say this is going to have a long term to it.
Yes.
Probably a couple of years before it's...
Yeah. It's probably safe to say.
But wow, disc golf.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking a generational park here.
Yeah.
And
that's really going to bring people to visit the city.
Yeah.
And then when they visit the city, they go to the square, they buy something at a boutique, go eat at Windy City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just really great opportunity, quality of life for our residents, and tourism appeal. Right off 51, easy access from the square. And so on the west end of Renaissance Park, the furthest west end of that walking trail, there's a tree line there, and right on the other side is the Civic Center, the ball fields.
I never noticed that. Yeah.
So those are adjacent to one another, And like I said, the city just purchased the Civic Center fields, and now is October, November, the city passed a $7.5 million general obligation bond for park improvements. Now, $6.5 million of that will go towards development of new baseball, 4 new baseball, softball fields, right there, like right at the far west end of Renaissance Park, that will connect to the Civic Center.
Wow.
So, exciting program there.
Kids are going to be loving that.
Yeah, definitely. So Kimley Horn is the design firm that was awarded that as well, and that was just a couple of weeks ago. So we're in the earlier phases of that than we are for the Mostiff grant one at Renaissance Park, but more or less following the same trajectory. It's just that one's a few weeks to a few months behind.
So it's going to be the cornerstone park, I would say, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's really, so Renaissance Park is, it's like 70 acres, right? So it's a huge swath of land. And this is really our first flag in the ground for development within that park, aside from the skate park. The dog park's been there.
How long has the walk path been there?
It predates me. I don't know if I can even put it. I would say like 2017, maybe.
So there was a large chunk of time where it was dog park, walk path, and that was it.
Yeah, and skate park.
Oh, the skate park came next.
Phase 1, yeah.
Oh, so skate park was part of the whole first initial phase?
Yeah, it was early into Renaissance Park's life and development, I guess. So this is the next step of going deeper into the park and developing it further. With that grant money, the city's match is going to be extending a road up to city code, so curb, gutter, sidewalk from Highway 51 into the park. So that's really going to help in activating, a lot of that property as well, making it easier to develop even more.
Paving it.
Yeah. So that's a really exciting project that isn't not that long into it. So this is pretty new. It may be new to some of your listeners hearing it.
Certainly new to me.
Yeah. So we've got that. Of course, the Civic Center fields there are to the west of Renaissance Park. It's where our baseball, softball, t-ball, adult kickball, and adult softball takes place.
We have
there
adult
as well.
kickball.
We do. It's very popular.
That's something I might be able to do.
Yeah. So registration for it will be in May, and that season starts in July. So it's popular. We get about 10 to 12 teams that participate in it.
This is so random, but I'm playing kickball in school, in grade school, middle school. You would actually tell the pitcher the kind of pitch you'd want to roll. Right. And the big one was slow, no bouncies.
The technical term there.
Technical term.
That's right.
Make it slow. I don't want it bouncing, but slow, no bouncies. So I wonder if the adults are saying.
I don't know. There may be that type of language out there. I'm not sure. I don't know if they're using the lingo still.
But I'd be fun to just watch someone play kickball.
Yeah.
Like they must take it seriously,
I think it's a good time. I think a lot of folks have a good time with it. Michael Carson, who's one of our sports director, he administers that and does a good job
one
with
of those
it.
old school red kickballs?
It is, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't remember what the brand is. But,
I can smell it now.
Yeah, it smells the same. It smells the same, looks the same, feels the same, smells the same.
Yeah, and dribbling it has that certain sound.
Yeah, very unique.
Yeah.
That's right. So we got that going out there. Brittany Bowen, who's our other sports director, is our baseball, softball, t-ball administrator, does a good job with it. So Brittany and Michael kind of tag team. Brittany's our head administrator for the basketball program, which I'm going to the other side of town for because we played at the Gatorade Fieldhouse.
Nice.
So we've been there for 2 years and kind of jumping around a little bit, but we just finished our winter season a couple weeks ago. Had 614 kids playing youth basketball. So that was up 100 from last season, and this season is that was up another 100 from the season before that. So within 2 seasons of moving to the Gatorade Fieldhouse for our rec program, we've increased participation a little over 200 kids.
It's an amazing facility.
It's great. Yeah, great.
I know Jacob Billingsley over at Base Sports Fitness. They have 4. So he has like one whole half, not half, but one whole side of the building where he's training baseball players and pitchers and fitness. And then you got 4 basketball courts in there. It's massive.
It's a great
There's
facility.
other stuff going on there that I don't even know about.
Absolutely.
But Greg Drumright, well done, sir.
Yeah. Yes.
So is there any other parks we're missing?
Yeah. So we'll get back in the car and then we'll go north a bit on 51 and go west to the Hernando Soccer Complex.
Okay.
So the Hernando Soccer Complex is out on Bella Vita Way, and it's been there since 2016. So that's, no spoiler here. That's where our soccer program happens. So Michael Carson's our sports director this year. So we're kicking off spring season this Saturday. So we're at the end of February, and we've got 544 players registered in total. So that's the highest we've ever had. Really great numbers. So Michael also has registration for what we call the Little Kickers, which is a 3-year-old instructional program. So Coach Rose, the girls soccer coach at Hernando High, is the instructor for that program, does a great job with it. We've got 36 signed up for it. So in total, we've got about 580 kids registered for soccer this spring.
I'll tell you what, there was a brief period where my daughter played soccer at Baptist Church in Nesbitt.
Yeah.
And they had, I guess, what we would call the Little Kickers games going on. The 3-year-olds. I'm telling you, if you're not feeling well and you're bummed out about something, go watch these 3-year-olds play soccer. If it doesn't put a smile on your face, then we need to talk, because it is so fun to watch them. They don't know what they're doing. They're just bouncing around, running, kicking balls. It's so delightful to watch those little guys play like that.
It really is. It's great. It's great service. Emily does a great job. Emily Rose at really being the instructor, the herder of cats, as it was.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
So they go hard for 15 minutes, and it's all out. It's all out. My son, he did it when we first moved here, so it is fun.
That is awesome. So anything else on as far as parks?
Yeah. So that
I didn't realize there was this many.
Yeah,
They're kind of hidden. Some of them are.
they're
hidden.
Yeah. So we have another facility on 51 that is Addie Baldwin Park, up from Conger Park just a little bit. It's on the west side of 51. It's where the basketball courts are.
Yep.
So we've got a full-size basketball court and a junior court there. So those stay pretty busy as well. And it's a good outlet there for the community. So.
And is that it?
That's it.
That's it. That's all.
That's all. That's all we got.
That's a lot of stuff in one small city.
Yeah,
it's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
How about events? I know you brought some notes in and everything.
Yeah,
there's some. As we record this again, it's February, so we'll definitely talk about things this year starting in April. But then any of the big perennial stuff that you guys have going on, please feel free.
So I'll hit on some of the spring activities we have. They're pretty much perennial. And a lot of these, so we talked about the sport programs and the complex that they take place in where they're located, but we also have instructional programs and classes that Dolly Breakin organizes and creates, and that happens at the Gale Center for the most part. The Gale Center, which is this big building, also houses the police department, so we're on the opposite end of the police department. So we have classes going on this spring. We have sewing class. Well, we're not doing sewing this spring, but they're doing crochet. Crochet classes. We're doing Young at Heart, which is our senior program, 55 and up. Dolly administers that as well. Lots of free programs for those age groups. They do a luncheon the third Thursday of every month. So anyone 55 and up is invited to attend. There's just a small donation at the door that's recommended. Bring a side dish. Usually have a different speaker each month, participate in that. And Dolly also does special events for us. Right now, we've got a park art contest going on that is available for, let's get the ages 5 to 11. So the premise behind that is kids go draw something from their imagination that it has to occur in one of our park properties. Could be Conger Park, Church Park, Adibal, any of our parks, and draw something from their imagination. And we get a lot of participation for that. I think last year we had about 60 submissions to that, and the Optimist Club of Hernando is a sponsor for it, and also Team Hill with CMG Loans is CMG Home Loans, is a sponsor for that as well. So lots of great prizes for that. It's free to participate in. The deadline to submit art for that is going to be Friday, March 1st. So by the time people hear this, they still should have a couple of weeks to submit some art. But the information for that is up on our Facebook and up on our website as well. So we've got our spring sport programs that will be kicking into high speed. Soccer, like I mentioned, starting here in the end of February. Baseball and softball registration actually ends tomorrow, which is February the 20th. And we'll start the season with practices mid-March and games early April. So
looking ahead, anyone listening, they want to start looking at registering in January?
Yes. Yep. For those. And also we have a program guide that's out, and it's through a lot of waiting rooms here in Hernando have it on their tables, but it's also on our website, cityofhernando.org, underneath the parks homepage. So that is a guide on when to register for these things throughout 2024. So really help, get things scheduled in, registrations, programs.
Like you have, I don't know if you have more than one child, but some of these families that have 5 kids, ranging from 5 to 14, all in different sports, all in different events. It must be very difficult to keep track of it.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Our goal is to keep people busy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we are, aside from that, it's our what we're trying to do is keep people healthy, keep people busy, keep people building community. And we're fortunate to be able to have a job like that and to serve Hernando.
So it sounds like grants is what funds all of this.
No. So this is a city department, and we get about 80 to 75% is city, is just city operating budget.
Gotcha.
We generate about 20 to 25% of our own revenue through registrations, rentals, that sort of thing. Grants are a sizable portion, but it's not something that we get all the time. So they're they come along, and
so the grant for Renaissance Park is a big deal.
It is big. So our operating budget is about $3.5 million, and that grant is about half of that for this year.
So that's huge.
Year. Yeah, very big.
Good for you. Good for you, all of you.
Yeah, it's
putting in the work.
Effort. Yeah, like I said, Gia Matheny, really instrumental. In that grant.
I serve with Gia on the chamber board. Yeah. And she talks about writing grants. She's like, I feel like I'm in college again, just writing paper after paper after paper. That's a lot of hard work to write grants.
Yes.
Good for her.
Yeah. She is very good at it and very diligent at it, and is always looking for grant opportunities for really to benefit the residents in Hernando.
Anything we're missing before we wrap up? Anything you want to mention?
I think that's it. We hit just about everything I got here. I just want to shout out my staff. Dolly Breekins, our program director, Michael Carson, and Brittany Bowen, our sports directors. We have Amanda Cherby, who's our receptionist. Like I said, most people probably come into contact with Amanda on a day-to-day basis. And also our maintenance staff, Michael Gross, who's our park maintenance supervisor. Tyrone Davis is our sports turf supervisor. Then we have our maintenance staff for Jasper Cobbs, Antoine Irby, and Kendall Simmons. So those are the folks that all, they're the boots on the ground. They make everything we do and the things I like to brag about possible. So
outstanding. Thank you for spotlighting them, because I think it's so easy to take a park for granted. a playground for granted. You park and you take your walk, or the kids start playing on it. You don't hear and see all the work it takes to put that together, and the team of people to keep things going, and people like yourself that just help it grow. It's not just maintaining. You guys are growing the parks here and growing the city by doing that. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you, Derek. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thanks for doing this. And it's Elijah.
That's him.
You want to make an appearance real quick? You want to say hi?
You want to wave?
You want to come stand next to your dad. There we go.
Smile and wave.
There we go.
See?
There he is. He's been off in the corner on a swivel chair. There we go. There he is.
There you go. You see yourself.
All right, y'all. Well, thanks again for watching and listening, everybody. If you want more information, go to the realhernando.com. There you can find links for our Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Thank you to our sponsors. As always, we could not do this without you. And if you're interested in learning how you could want to be a sponsor, you could reach out to me at derek@shelbyroadproductions.com. Thank you again to those watching and listening, and have a great day.